Do you dream of being a speaker, of being invited to events, to be able to share what you are most passionate about, to be able to share about your coaching? If so, this podcast is for you. Hello, I'm Debbie Shadid, the host of the Life Coach Business Building Podcast. If you are ready to have more clients in your life coach business, then you're in the right spot. Each week, I'm going to teach you super simple strategies to grow your business without feeling overwhelmed and without spending money on paid ads. Now, if that sounds interesting, stick around and let's get started. Welcome to the podcast. I am super excited to be able to highlight some additional speakers for our Design, Live, Thrive Summit. I want to let you know that this is going to be a two-part podcast. In the first part, we're going to be meeting 3 of our speakers, and then on a separate episode, I had an opportunity to actually interview 2 other speakers. We're going to be talking about what the summit is all about. But first, I want to introduce you to my summit co-host, Thais Glenn. Thais, tell us a little bit more about you.
Yes, thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much for having me here and for this opportunity to share the summit with you. I was there last year and it was so amazing. I'm super excited to do this year with you as your co-host. So I am Thais Glenn. I am the client success coach. So my job is to really ensure the clients are getting the very best treatment they can and really succeed on everything that they dream of. So I really focus on your identity as a coach, right? If you just carry the identity to your business, it's really hard for you to succeed. So that's what we work through here. We transform the identity. We focus on your future self.
I'll just tell you that as part of the Business Building Boutique, the work that I do with clients is really helping them get their business built. It's giving very specific next steps, step by step. It's giving lots of feedback, lots of direction. And that needs to be balanced mindset-wise, supporting you or encouraging you in a different way. Because I'm kind of the driver, right? I'm kind of the one who's the task master, helping you guys get things done. And sometimes it's hard to get those things done. And you have a little like niche drama. So in comes Thais to help you do that. So thanks for being here.
I love being here. Thank you.
I want to take a moment and just talk about what these clients and all of the other 30 speakers have done to prepare for this summit. It sounds easy to say, I want to be a speaker. I'm going to do speaking when I do coaching. But let me tell you, there's a lot more to it than what you realize. So let me just kind of take a moment to tell you what these ladies and the rest of the ladies have done to actually come to this moment where they're going to be speaking at the summit. First of all, and this is all work that we do inside the Business Building Boutique, whether they are fast track clients or VIP clients, we first have to work with most of them on their niche because there still is questions about niching down. Should I niche down? Do I understand what my niche's problems are? Do I really understand what the unique solution is that I'm going to offer? So we work on niche. Almost everybody, even if they're already coaching clients and they have, pretty good business, they still have niche questions that we have to kind of narrow down and clarify. Then we work on our message. And that message, getting clarity on that is probably, I think everybody would shake their heads and agree, like the number one most challenging thing that we do, but also the most rewarding. Because once you figure out your message and you have clarity on that, then when it comes time to speak, it's pretty easy to put your talk together. Maybe I shouldn't say easy. It's doable to put your talk together because you understand what your clients' pain points are. You understand what their needs are. You understand what their desires are. And you're able to talk about it in a much easier way than maybe before we work together. We also work on things like Canva, the technology, the Flowdesk email marketing, social media. Everybody here built websites since the time we worked together. Some of our clients come with websites and they decide, my website needs some changes. So they're doing that. But all of those pieces together are just a part of what it takes to arrive at this moment where they can be speakers. So to prepare for the summit, they actually wrote talks. We, again, prepared their social media and their email marketing, but they're the ones who are executing it. So even down to being able to, for the first time, record their talk on Zoom while sharing their slides. All of it sounds very easy, but it is much harder when you do it for the first time. So would you ladies introduce yourself and tell us who you coach and what you're going to be talking about at the summit?
Hi, my name is Shauna Randazzo, and I call myself a self-care coach. And I coach moms. That's really my target, right? We're busy, we're overwhelmed, and it's just so hard to do everything sometimes, right? We're juggling, we're busy, and we put ourselves last on the list. So I really focus on that empowerment and that learning to take care of ourselves in a way that honors not only ourselves but our family, right? Because that's why we put ourselves last, because we're so focused on them, but we don't have to. Putting ourselves on the list also helps us honor them.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad you're here and what you're coaching on for sure. By the way, as a reminder, we have watched all of these talks, so we know how good they are. So make sure you tune in. We'll tell you all the details. Let me just say from the beginning, if you have not signed up for this summit, designlivethrive.com is where you sign up to save your seat for free. All right. Thank you. Devorah?
I am Devorah Shulman, and I coach women who have struggled for a lifetime with overeating and binge eating and body image. So I coach them that they could learn how to find a solution to beating their binge eating and their overeating and gaining a new life, and at the same time having better health, both physical, emotional, mental health, than they ever thought possible before. It's something that I've struggled with and have found the answer, which I will talk about in my presentation. I love taking it and making it into very concrete, doable things and that people can't relate to. I want people to know that they can feel normal, and it has nothing to do with a number on a scale, but it has something to do with having the power to take care of yourself and to do what truly honors you.
All right. See what I'm talking about, you guys? What Devorah did not share that I want to give you a little teaser on is she talks about something, honestly, that really blew my mind, which is processed food addiction. You are going to want to listen to this. So you guys are going to want to tune into that. So thanks, Devorah. All right, Mechelle.
Thank you for having me here, Debbie. I'm really glad to be here. My name is Mechelle Gephart, and I'm the dinner habit coach. And I help busy moms create stress-free meal planning habits to get dinner on the table so that family meals can be a place of connection for parents and children alike. And I am speaking on successful meal planning habits, the most important tool you need for meal planning freedom. And so I embarked on self-education to help me master the whole dinner planning process. So I love to help moms figure that out. I think it's a completely individualized problem. Everybody has their own struggles with it in different places, and it's really fun to customize that experience in my coaching.
Oh my gosh, I love it. We've had some fun too with Mechelle, and we'll talk about this, but just as a little clue, Mechelle just landed on this niche just recently. She's done all of this in a very, very short amount of time. So I'm super excited for where she's going. All right, I'd love to find out from each of you why you wanted to be a speaker. Why did you decide the summit was something that you wanted to participate in? And Shauna, why don't you start?
I speak a lot in my job, but I feel like it's different, right? Because I'm speaking from a place of like I'm working for someone, I'm representing something else. This was personal, right? This is very much me. And even my talk and my niche, I felt like was very personal. Like that's how I found it. It came from a place where it was my pain point and it was something that I struggled with. So deciding to speak, I think, was a little different. I was hesitant. Debbie, you were very inspirational. You were like, oh, it's great. And then Thais is like, oh, it's so much fun. Oh, it's gonna be great. We're gonna walk you through everything. And when I did that list in my head, I was kind of like, where were the negatives? There weren't any on the list besides my own kind of, as Thais would say, right, mindset barrier of like, ooh, I don't know if you want to do that. So I think that's how I just kind of had a talk with myself and was like, don't be the person standing in your own way. So I kind of just empowered myself and said, okay, like, and it became easy because I was sharing a very personal, passionate message. It flowed, I felt like, for me very easily to kind of jump in there once I did it. That's where I came from, right? Of a very personal place of like, okay, let's do this.
Devorah, what about you? Why did you decide you wanted to be a speaker?
I have actually listened to and watched summits for a number of years. Some of them I learned from, some of them are a total waste of time. And I listen to them like, I know this already. Maybe I could speak on a summit. When I saw this opportunity, I feel that I have a message that is not widely known. And I wanted an opportunity to share that message with a bigger audience. The preparation, Debbie made it so easy. This is such a wonderful experience. You know what I almost feel like? I feel like, first of all, I can't even say enough good things about Fast Track and about Debbie and Thais. I just can't. There's just so much about it. I almost feel like I'm taking piano lessons and this is the recital. This is a way to showcase what I have learned. It's a culmination. This was a place to kind of show off what I've accomplished. Everybody, even people who are in a similar niche to mine, there's no competition. It's just support. But again, my big thing is this is a real opportunity to spread my message and to be among A+ top rated other coaches and other speakers.
Oh, Devorah, you're so right. You're so right. Such amazing people in this group. So, Devorah, you were very gracious because some of the speakers, actually quite a few of the speakers, we had edits to your talk. So do you want to talk about that experience for you?
What happened is that, first of all, we were given originally a 30-minute limit, and then Debbie said, well, Fast Track, since your presentations are recorded, you can take more time. I put together a lot of slides. I went to like 44 minutes. But it wasn't just a matter of time. I'm always feeling I'm not the big expert. And maybe that was the audience that I was trying to present to. So I was presenting with medical jargon and terminology and something that people wouldn't be able to relate to. After recording everything and turning it in, I was asked to do it over again, simplify
The message.
what I'm doing for people that are not familiar with my topic. And I did it. It was really, really hard to cut back. And because even my presentation, I could probably, to talk in depth, could probably make 5 presentations on it. And you know what? I probably will at some point.
I just want to commend Devorah because she's just one of the many people. When you work with us in the Business Building Boutique or in this summit process, that's part of it. Devorah, I mean, thank you for being honest here and sharing about that. The talk was amazing, but she's right. She's very smart. It was very high level. And this is part of the work that we do, which is like, how do we connect with the everyday person? And that's our objective for the summit, is we want to make sure that you are engaged and that you listen to everything, because what Devorah had to talk about was so important. We don't want you to zone out when you're listening. We want you to hear every word. So Devorah, thank you for letting me ask you that question and for being honest about it. It's difficult to get feedback. Everybody gets feedback from us. It's difficult to get the feedback, but it's always for the good of your business that we're thinking about it. So job well done.
Thank you. You know, in school, I don't want to hurt the kids' feelings and give them a bad grade. It's not the bad grade. It's feedback. Debbie wants us, and Thais, they want us to succeed so much. They pull no punches.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when you come to work with us, you better want to get it done, because we take that investment very seriously and we want to be honest. And if we have an inkling that something's a little bit out of alignment, we're going to say it back to you. We assume that you're big girls and that you can take it. We do our best to be compassionate, but our ultimate goal is that we know that you want to make a difference in the world, and we want to help you make a difference in the world. So anyway, Devorah, thank you. Mechelle, let's talk about you and what was the preparation like for you?
Well, anything Debbie does is super high quality, and aligning myself with her, I was like, oh, this is an amazing opportunity. So that was really my reasoning. I knew that I would grow in ways that I couldn't yet see if I proceeded with all the preparation. And so that was a challenging thought because there is so much that goes into this behind the scenes. In Debbie fashion, she just took me by the hand and walked me through step by step and made me look so good. That was really my motivation, is wanting to grow and get my message out. Since I'm just going here, I thought, oh, this is going to be so great to really work on my messaging and my presentation. And I've always wanted to be a speaker like Devorah. I've attended many summits and been amazed at how people learn to present themselves and their message. So that was it for me.
Okay, I want to brag on Mechelle and tell what she's not sharing, which is most of the summit speakers, in fact, all the summit speakers except for Mechelle, actually signed up for the summit in September. They reserved their seat in September. At that point, Mechelle was in the fast track program. She had no idea what her niche was even going to be. She'd kind of almost taken a pause, like, I just need some time to think. She came into the fast track thinking that she knew what she was going to coach on, and then she changed her mind. And so she took the time to just give herself to intuitively figure it out. She gave herself that time. So when she figured out what she wanted to do, Thais and I were both very excited about it. So I actually reached out to her after the 1st of November, which, just according to our summit timeline, people were already had their talks figured out. We already had looked at their slides. And I said to Mechelle, I want you to do this. I think this is a really great opportunity for you. And she did not have a website. She did not have her message written. She did not have her branding done. She did not have even her program figured out, none of it. So Mechelle said, let me think on it a day or so. And I was like, look, you have to do all of this before Thanksgiving. So it was like 3 weeks time. And I want to tell you what, Mechelle did it all. She did it all. And Michelle's talk, as I'm telling on everybody here, Michelle's talk was actually too short. So Devorah's was long and Michelle's was too short. And we were like, oh, Mechelle, you're going to have to talk more than that. You have more time and we know you have more to say. Devorah, you're in good company. Mechelle had to do hers because hers was too short. So she had to go through, and then she re-recorded it and something on the video wasn't quite right. So then she had to do it a third time. So anyway, Mechelle, congratulations on the progress that you have made. Super proud of all that. You guys are all amazing.
Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity, because in September, I really wanted to do it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so great. I was in that place. I had just an identity crisis and I don't even have a topic, so I'll have to pass. And then I was telling a friend in that day of thinking about, I want to say yes. This is going to be a real challenge. And I told my family, is everybody up for this? Because it was all hands on deck.
But you did it. You did it.
Still getting there.
It's amazing.
My story is a little bit about trying to find myself. I finally feel like I had that breakthrough I needed. And so once I knew what I wanted to talk about and getting clear on that, all the things I've done over the past years kind of burbled up to support me in doing what needed to be done. And on that note, this is what I wanted to say, is that Debbie coached me with like 2 sentences. She said, Mechelle, if you can get a hold of your mindset, tell yourself that this doesn't have to take much time. Because if you can overcome in your mind that this has to be hard or take a lot of time, and I'd say that to myself over and over, oh no, I can do this. It doesn't have to take much time. And so that made all the difference, what Debbie said to me.
Yes, I agree. Okay, how about you, Shauna? How did that really help you, like this whole process of creating that summit? How did that empower you in your business?
I think it made me definitely take myself a little bit more serious, right? Especially with coaching kind of as my side hustle, because I have a full-time job, I have been very lax in that, oh, I'll do it when I get to it, or oh, it became kind of this side thing. So I just kind of stayed in that constant loop of never really moving forward and progressing because I just wasn't putting in the time, but I wasn't really putting in the time. It was about me not taking myself seriously. And I really think the fast track really helped poke at that. Like, and you guys always say that, Debbie and Thais, like, this is your business. What do you want? And so I changed that internal self talk. It wasn't anymore that, like, oh, this is just my side hustle. This was like, no, this is something serious. I want to take myself serious. My mindset changed. I started thinking to myself, like, okay, well, there's going to be a time where this is all I do. And that's kind of where I started to move. And with the summit, I felt like that really just helped kind of empower me, like that stamp of, okay, you're serious now. That credibility. I'm putting my time, I'm putting my effort where I want it to be for my business. And I think absolutely you guys talked about clarity, and I feel like that was a huge thing for me. And when I started really drilling down to what I do and what I speak with people the most about and where I saw myself going, it became so clear. But like I couldn't get there alone because it's so big. So it took conversations like Thais, how, like we did a private coaching where I went through and I recorded it and I looked back and I was like, oh my God. Cause she kept saying to me, it's so clear. I see it. You need it, but I couldn't see it. And so then when I went back and I looked, and same thing, like I took it seriously, like this is my job. I'm going to go back. And then it became so clear. And the minute I realized that, I was like, I'm a self-care coach. Like this is what I need to help moms with. Boom. Everything just unfolded. Every question, the answers were so clear because I wasn't struggling with 50 different answers serving 50 different people. It just became so clear.
That is so true. I do remember that session. It's so interesting as the coaches, and you guys are all coaches, so you might think that you should know those things, right? Like I should be able to see it, but it's not until someone from the outside of your brain can look. It's like, wow, this is so clear. Thank you so much for sharing this. How about you, Devorah? How is it for you?
This process has helped me to crystallize how to get my message across to people. I know I have a message and I know I'm bubbling over, and learning how to say it in a way that people will understand it and people will think this might be me. It's a way of connecting with people. A lot of times I will spin my wheels and work really hard and not get anywhere because I don't have the direction. This gave me direction of how to tailor something to reach people and connect with them and to say the message in a way that they could hear it. That was something that was lacking. A lot of times I was going through the motions, but this has taken me on a deeper level to not just go through the motions.
It's almost like the spaghetti on a wall. When you're trying to throw spaghetti on a wall, hoping something will stick, and you're just talking everything to everybody, hoping someone will listen. And with you, we're really clear to see how you are able to really be clear and focused and just concise in your message. None of you guys have any fluff on your talks. It's like pure information and greatness. And I'm just so proud of all of you. You all did such a phenomenal job. And thank you so much, Devorah, for saying those things. So just before we wrap up here, is there anything each of you would like to add about your experience on the fast track?
I'd like to say that Fast Track is so organized. There's a real sense of clarity. I've purchased so many courses and so much education and so much information, but Debbie actually gets results. The only way to not get results, of course, is just to quit, but she has it laid out so that you actually get what you came for. I really can't say that about very many things. And the depth of what's there, I'm very excited because I feel like this is more of a long-term situation. It's brilliant how she has it set up to work at your own pace, yet she doesn't let you stay too long in one place. I'm just
Yeah.
moving along because of the way she has it organized. The real frosting on the cake is the friends I've made, the community, and people throw that around, but it's really true. When you get to share about your business, because do your friends love to hear you talk about your business? Does your family love to hear you talk about your business? No, probably not. They'll give you some. But the other ladies in Fast Track are so right there walking with me. And I just love that.
Thank you so much for that. I'm trying to wrap this up, you guys. Shauna or Devorah, you guys want to add anything else to somebody else who's on the fence about working in one of our programs?
Oh, just do it. Don't get in your own way. Just do it.
Yeah.
I won't take too long, but I will say, like, I have zero regrets. My only regret is I wish I would have found Debbie sooner. I would have saved myself years of same thing. I would buy the cheap courses, like, oh, it's only $30. I'll get it. Right.
Yeah.
But that adds up. And then I would look at the end of the year and I'd be like, I spent like $1,000 on crap that I didn't use or didn't pay attention to or got nothing from. And so I was one of those people too. When I first met with Debbie, I was like, I know I need this, but like, do I need it? Right. Cause justifying spending the money. And that was just silly. I jumped in. I don't know why, right? Something about talking with Debbie and the connection and the timing. I was just like, do it. And I did. And like I said, my only regret is not doing it sooner in terms of money. Cause I'm a money person. So I'll speak to the mom who's like, hey, I don't know if I have the money for that. You do. Like, it saved me so much money and so much time on buying stuff that I didn't need and wouldn't have used, because this is a one-stop shop. As Mechelle talked about, like the support that, like, I feel like Debbie and Thais are like my business advisors. Like, now I email them like, do you think I should do this? So the program is just great. And same as Mechelle said, like, you have other people to, like, now I don't have to just go to Debbie or Thais. Like, I can email Devorah and say, hey, could you take a look at this? What do you think? So yeah, do it.
Thank you. Devorah, I'll let you wrap it up for us.
I agree. If you're on the fence, do this. A lot of people are like me. We take coaching courses. I took my nurse coaching course and I was so excited. This is the answer. This is how I can do healthcare and not just sick care. And then crickets. I had no way of reaching. People will say, oh yeah, you make a terrific coach. But what they don't tell you is that you have to be in business, and they don't tell you how to be in business. They might give you little pieces here and there. Like I had a website building template, but they didn't tell me the nuts and bolts of not just a template, but why and wherefore and how. And I did not have a business, and I thought I'm not entrepreneurial. I also spent time and I spent money on courses that this was going to be it, and ended up with nothing. And then I stumbled on Debbie's Canva training. I have a website, I've done presentations, I have a brand. I am on the map now.
Yeah.
And it just gets better and better. So definitely, if you have any doubts, just do it.
I'm going to wrap it up. Now, listen, if you are still listening here and you have not signed up for the summit, please do so. DesignLiveThrive.com. Not only will you have access on December 30th, in just a few days, you're going to have access to all of these speakers that you've heard last week and this week. You're going to have access to all of their talks so that you can get a jump start on the new year. Every one of these speakers, if you get in our Facebook group, is going to be giving away free coaching. Every one of these speakers is there to serve you. Of course, every one of them wants to sell you coaching. But the goal of this is to put into practice what they have learned with us, which is to help people, to serve people, to coach people, right? To do the presentations, to educate people. They all have gifts for you. So make sure you sign up. Thais and I are going to wrap up the actual live speaking summit with a 2-hour workshop for coaches. So if you're a coach, make sure you sign up as well. Make sure you check the box that you're a coach so you have the details to that workshop as well. Anyway, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. We will see you all on December 30th as we unveil your topics. Until next time, thanks, guys. Okay, ladies, that is it for today. Before we go, I want to invite you to head over to debbieshada.com. I have this incredible Canva training specifically designed for life coaches where I'm going to teach you how to use Canva to create beautiful graphics to market your life coaching business. All right, have an amazing week. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.